Honorable Governor, how do you feel being part of the Central Committee today?
Good morning to you. Um, I'm very happy for this Central Committee. I'm very happy for the new members. The new members coming from the election. And our country is a democratic country. It continue to establish an election when the term are finished for somebody and so on, and then there will come a election, and that is usual. The Central Committee having no problem, I say, okay, but doesn't meaning that those who are not success from the election, they are not enemy for anybody, and those who succeed, they are not enemy for somebody. And the SWAPO party will be united as usual. So I cannot not see that it will be a problem. This election is continue, and then meaning that election is starting from the beginning up to now. You know, we will have election again for previous year coming and so on. And the SWAPO, our slogan says SWAPO United, SWAPO Victorious, now hard work. So that is my feeling.
And the president was saying that it's now time to put away petty politics. I understand that you're coming out of a very sensitive political campaign where we saw these two factions getting into Congress. How exactly are you going to be uniting these comrades within SWAPO as we go for elections in 2019?
You know, as we say, SWAPO United, SWAPO Victorious, now hard work. Meaning that now we got to work hard, you know, to reach where we want to reach. That is all, you know. To reach where we want, we got to continue to work hard and show that everything it will be on a pipeline. Yeah, that is our target.
Thank you. Honorable Attorney General, thank you for talking to the villager. You have just been voted into the Central Committee. How do you feel now that you've been sworn in today?
I'm greatly humbled by the responsibility SWAPO party members, rank and file, has bestowed upon not only me, but my generation. The president earlier in the year at the United Nations made remarks that they're turning the page. And we can see that the page is turning. And hopefully today as well, with the Politburo votes, hopefully the elder crew, Tanga and Tanganyika group and the elders will allow the turning of the page by electing younger people. And so it's a great responsibility which you take with great humility. And it's all these days I've been thinking and weighing upon it. We've got our work cut out.
And the factions that we saw visible ahead of the Congress, the two factions that we saw, can we say they are evidence of a party that is divided, or it's just an inner party democracy at play?
Quite to the contrary. There's no look. The division is what it seems and what it looks like. What it actually is a manifestation of democracy. It's democracy at play. And as you saw, numbers don't lie. The decision was pretty much unanimous. So if a person like me can get more votes than some of the candidates for the positions as a member of the Central Committee, it tells you something. And some of them didn't make it. It's not a divided party. It's a party that is manifesting democracy. So the factions are necessary because you are voting for certain individuals. And some of the talk about the individual personalities was necessary. Where it was below the belt, I don't have a definition of what it is. Maybe as Judge Brandeis said in one US case, I don't know what pornography is, but if you show it to me, I'll tell you this is pornography. So you could see what was below the belt and what wasn't below the belt. It was necessary to define and assess the characters of individual that you're going to vote for president, deputy, Secretary General and Deputy, and then obviously those lines went into the support groups either way. Those groups are no longer, well, at least I'd like to hope so, What's going to happen now is that the rank and file of the SWAPO party needs to unite behind the manifesto and the policies of the party to ensure that they deliver a victory for SWAPO at the next elections. So SWAPO, we may quabble among one another. We may fight with one another, but don't think we hate one another. It may look like it, but what we're doing is we're one step ahead of the opposition. The opposition is rendered almost irrelevant, regrettably, by the dynamic democracy within SWAPO. I bet you there's no other party that is as democratic as a SWAPO party. So we're moving on as a united party. As you can see, the mood here, the mood is pretty jovial. We're talking to everybody, and we're moving forward. Every Congress has casualties. Every Congress has casualties. The current president was a casualty in the past. He said so. When he left, what did he say? He says, "Long live SWAPO party, viva SWAPO." And we say, "Long live SWAPO, viva SWAPO." We will continue to take on from where it has been left. And we're quite grateful that we've been left a very dynamic, functioning, and a party that's in power, and not a party that is growing, trying to get into power. That's been done. The blood, toil, and sweat has been done. The foundation's been set. So if I compare it to a house, we're now putting on modern infrastructure on the house. But it's built, the foundation is strong, it's moving forward.
But as much as you're talking about a stronger foundation, isn't it disconcerting for you that we have got such a member like Armas Amukweyu actually already absent from the event? Isn't it concerning to you?
No, I spoke to him. He said he has a function to attend to, and he's got regional responsibilities. So that's okay. You also have a winner like Marco Hausiku not here because he's also got other responsibilities. You've got the former president not here. You've other responsibilities. So there are quite a number of things going on around the country. We speak, as I said, I spoke to Armas, I speak to Meme Pendukeni at the Congress, I was speaking to Tate Nahas, Tate Kangrohi. These are cadres, these are tried and tested people. It's just that the baton has to be passed on. And I will always defend people from my generation, particularly because those are the people that I'm going to live longer with. And I will always take heed from what I'm being told by the older generation, because they actually, I always say, a kid that's my height, the height of my waist, and I put them next to a window, they can't see inside, but I'm telling them what's inside. So one day when they grow, they come to my shoulder, they realize, so that was what you were talking about. That's how I feel about the elders. They're telling us something they see because they've walked the walk. We young people will walk that walk soon, and we need to coexist and just garner from each other the strengths that are necessary to make SWAPO Party a greater and dynamic party.
Honorable AG, thank you so much for talking to the Villager today.
Thank you so much.
Comrade Mensah, you have been elected in the Central Committee and you have been sworn in today. How do you feel?
I feel ecstatic because, first of all, I must thank the electorate and those who were delegated by people in the regions to come and elect those that they feel can represent them. I'm very, very humbled, but I also feel it's a big responsibility. But being in for the third time makes me an old-timer. So, but I think we have matured, and I'm just excited for now that we will implement, I think, more rigorously, because there are a lot more young people, but there is a good blend between old, middle class and young. So I think that is a very good breed.
And the president has been talking about putting aside petty politics now as we go ahead of elections. How do you think SWAPO Party is going to be united coming out of this very tumultuous campaign?
You see, the greatest thing that brings people together is unity of purpose. And I think we have collective objectives. We have the manifesto. We have the president's promises that he made. We have the government's 2013 NDP 5, and these become national documents. And for us, is to really do business unusual and to implement, bring people together. And once people are together with issues, there will be no time to look at petty issues.
And don't you think you have a very difficult and heavy task ahead, especially when it comes to implementing some of the presidential promises now that we are in a very challenging economic time?
I don't think so. You see, some of the things don't need finances. Some of the things need commitment, loyalty, and dedication. And those where you need money, we should innovate. And I think we are innovators. So with the type of spirit we have, as of now, I don't think anything will keep us behind.
And do we see January 2018 as the month in which you begin to hit on the campaign trail ahead of elections in 2019?
I think that everybody is in gear, but not only for 2019 elections. I think first of all, we have to ensure we establish our institution in a proper manner. If we didn't have the right competent people supporting the Secretary General's office, we now have to equip those offices. So that's where we have to start. We have to equip officers, we have to bring in people with skills, we have to add where we feel we need to add, because SWAPO is the ruling party, and as such, we have to execute in a professional way. And I think with a new team on top and the Central Committee, there's no going back.
And we have seen the upliftment of Honorable Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah to the position of the Vice President of the party. Do you think that SWAPO and Namibia is ready for a female president anytime soon?
Oh yes, man! Absolutely! There's no way, no going back. Once the president's terms have expired, it's definitely going to be a woman. There is no other way. And I am so happy because eventually 50-50 will be implemented. So as a woman, I am so looking forward to that.
Comrade Mensa Williams, thank you so much for talking to the villagers.
Thank you so much, and thank you for all the hard work you are doing.
Thank you so much. Honorable Doreen Sioka, thank you for talking to the villager today. How excited are you? You've been voted into the Central Committee and you've been sworn in today.
Thank you very much. I'm really fine. I'm not excited. I've been part and parcel of this. I fought for this country proudly. Therefore, anything which comes in my way, I'm not that I'm excited. I have to make sure that SWAPO progress.
And how easy do you see the task lying ahead of you? We understand that there's an election that's coming in 2019. You're coming out of a very, very tumultuous campaign. How easy is it going to be to unite SWAPO?
Oh, to unite SWAPO, or how will it be? I really look forward that people who will be voted in to lead this country, that the people who will unite Namibia and the Namibians and unite the SWAPO party. And really, I'm seeing the elections which is coming. It will be of the same. I can't see any difference because we belong from the same family. That is SWAPO. Therefore, there will be no differences from like other leadership. We are grooming the new ones. You have seen that a lot of different faces have come in, the children of SWAPO. Therefore, I can't see that maybe if I lose myself, I really stand behind them and support them as they did to me also.
And we have seen the appraisal of Honorable Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah deputizing the president of the party. Do you think that SWAPO party is preparing itself for a female leader, presidential leader, in times to come?
Wow, this woman, you could lead first of all as the AU. She was demanded that immediately Ms. Dlamini Zuma leaves the position. She will be given that position. Therefore, coming back from that route also, as a leader also who led us in exile, she was an ambassador, a representative of SWAPO. Therefore, this woman, we could see her that she's an iron lady. And definitely, she can lead equally or more than the fellow men who were there. She will give a big example and show that she's a leader. Female woman, very much powerful woman, which we have selected to be the vice president, who should take over from the current president.
Honorable Doreen Sioka, thank you so much for talking to the villager.
Thank you very much also.
Honorable Cornelia Shelunga, thank you for talking to the villager today. How do you feel being voted into the Central Committee and being sworn in today?
I feel very much honored and humbled by this election. And most importantly, I'm representing the Women Council. I have come as a candidate from the Women Council. We were 4, out of the 4, only me that made it up to here. And I feel very much privileged. Wherever I'm going, I have to make sure that the women's interests are well represented.
And talking about women's interest, we have seen already the appraisal of the uplifting of Honorable Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah deputizing the president of this party. Do you think that Namibia and SWAPO party in particular are ready for a female president anytime soon?
Of course, we are ready. And the readiness has not started today. It has started long time ago when we come up with the resolution of 50-50 in 2012. So we decided this is what we want. The party has made an amendment, and at the end of the day, it's 50-50 in each and every position. So being Netumbo Ndaita being voted as a vice president to become the president very soon does not make any change. We are ready for it as women and as the party.
And we saw that the recent campaign was adrenaline-filled. It was very tense. How exactly are you going to make sure that SWAPO is going to be reintegrated once again as we prepare for elections in 2019?
I hope you have already observed from the speeches that all the candidates, especially those that were competing for the top 4 positions, you have already listened to what they were saying. And everybody was talking about unity. And that unity is not only among those that were contesting as candidates for the top 4. It has spilled over to all of us as members of the Central Committee, and is also going to the rank and file of the party. So we are going to be united, because as of now, we are no more talking about the different teams. We are talking about SWAPO.
And with 2018 coming to its consummation, we are already getting into 2019. How early are we going to see SWAPO campaigning for elections in 2019?
We are already preparing ourselves. And having now the first meeting of the Central Committee coming up with our Politburo, obviously the arrangements and how the process of campaigning is going to start and how it is going to happen, we are going to get the directives from the structures of SWAPO.
Honorable Cornelia Shelonga, thank you so much for speaking with the Villager today.
Very good.
Mr. Mandela Kapere, thank you for speaking with the Villager today. How do you feel, sir, being a part of the Central Committee 2018?
Well, I think for me it's the start of a new beginning. It's a start of a new era in the SWAPO party. I think the Congress has shown a tremendous amount of confidence in the people that have been elected. So for us, this is a new era of hard work, a new era of pulling in the same direction. The Congress, led by the President, has shaped a vision for what needs to happen inside Namibia for the foreseeable future. So it's very, very important that all of us as leaders in SWAPO party, we are the first ones to rally behind the President. If we rally behind the President, we'll be able to rally the nation behind the vision that the President has for the country.
And being a youthful politician yourself, how exactly are you going to make sure that you do away with voter apathy, especially within the ranks of young people? How exactly are you going to be bringing them in the political space so that they'll be able to also compete as we go for elections in 2019?
Voter apathy is actually something of the past. In the last election, we've already seen that the majority of the voters were young people. Of the total electorate, about 48% of that electorate consisted of young people. So voter apathy is something that I think is something of the past, and I think that trend will only improve. We'll see more and more young people participating in politics through civic organizations, by voting, and through various forms of participating in the affairs of the life, in the affairs of the life of the country. I actually think that we have seen the reverse of that trend. In other countries, we are seeing younger voters voting less, but in Namibia, we are seeing younger voters voting more and more and more. And I think those are positive signs for our democracy.
Comrade Mandela Kapere, thank you so much for talking with the Villager.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to speak with you. How do you feel being a part of the Central Committee now?
I am here to serve my party and my people, like I have always done in various roles that I have done ever since joining this party in 1989. I have served at the section level, at the branch level, district level, national level, and that was under the Youth League. And now I have graduated to serve at the mother body level, and this I should extend to my services to all the corners of this beautiful land of the brave.
Is it going to be a very easy exercise uniting SWAPO ahead of elections in 2019, coming out of this very tumultuous and temperamental campaign?
This was just competition, like the President have indicated. For democracy to grow, we need to compete. And after every election, SWAPO have always come back and unite as one big front to face the opposition and all others who would want to challenge us. Come 2019, SWAPO will be solid. And I'm sure we will increase in terms of percentage. Because like you have indicated, you have realized during this campaign, we have also welcoming new members from various regions and various political parties. And I believe that would add value to that what we have set for ourselves going forward in terms of regional representation, in terms of us reaching out to the masses on the ground.
Comrades, thank you so much for speaking with the villager.
You're welcome.
Thank you for the opportunity.
SWAPO has been ever united. What makes some people to think or to have that perception that SWAPO is not united is because of the elections. When of course it comes to election, you are talking about contestation. People are contesting. And definitely because they are contesting for positions, there will always be some kind of people aligned. There are some alliances within the party. But that's not mean that people are not united. After elections, we are back and we are united. If there are those who think that they still want to continue with these factions, that is not the spirit of SWAPO right now.
And how early are we going to see SWAPO campaigning for 2019 elections? Is it going to be as soon as January next year?
We are already on the swing. We are already in the swing. We are already putting the machinery in positions. And we know that we are going to sweep.
We are seeing
2019.
We are seeing other revolutionary political parties within Southern Africa sailing through a rocky path. ANC in South Africa, ZANU-PF in Zimbabwe, where they experienced a soft coup. Do you think that SWAPO is in a better placed position when compared to other revolutionary political parties within the region?
Yeah, SWAPO practically we have been going through many things as well. Not only now, even before some of us were born. The history tells us that there were many potholes that were in the road to independence. But SWAPO leadership overcome that. Now, these are things that are happening now. Of course, these are lessons happening in the Southern Africa, especially within the freedom liberationist parties, liberation parties, especially sister parties in the region. These are lessons to SWAPO, and we are taking that very, and then following them with keen interest. And we draw some of the lessons from there. As a party, we are united, and we continue with that unity within SWAPO and also to unite the Namibian people.
Honorable Pohamba Shifeta, thank you for speaking with the villagers.
Welcome.
Comrade Sinimbo, thank you for speaking with the villager today. How do you feel being a part of the Central Committee?
I feel honored and of course very, very excited to be a member of the Central Committee. It's not something I really saw coming, but of course people spoke and I respected their votes or whatever they requested me to do for them to stand as a candidate, and I feel honored.
And we have seen a very tempestuous campaign. We are coming out of a very tempestuous campaign, and right now we are the party is bracing for the 2019 elections, and the need for unity is very paramount. Do you think this is going to be a very easy exercise to now bring these people together into one family so that we can form a formidable political party once again?
Yes, SWAPO, we always talk about unity, solidarity. So looking at the leadership we have, it's really a leadership that is eager and leadership that can bring us back again in one house, and then we only have one vision as a party. It is not really going to be a difficult thing as long as we all know what we want, what is best for our party. So I'm looking forward that come 2019, we are one party again, united, we will stand together, and then we have to go through the elections.
As a young female politician yourself, we have seen in Zambia the election of a female president, and now in Namibia we have a female vice SWAPO party president. Are you excited for a possible president of Namibia coming from the space of women?
Yes, in SWAPO, okay, now I'm excited that at least we have for the first time a vice president female person. So nothing is impossible. So if the chance comes that male now want to give this responsibility to female person to lead the country, I think it's something that we can embrace. But as a woman, we are not here now to fight, for powers between men and women. But it will be something that we can appreciate if it so happen one day in our country for a female to run the state, even the party as well.
Comrade Sinimbo, thank you for talking to The Villager today.
You are welcome.
Comrade Matundu, you have been especially chosen by the president to be a part of the Central Committee. How do you feel?
I'm very much excited being chosen. Yeah, I feel very lucky that I've been chosen by the president. I feel grateful for that, and I'm counting it as a big achievement.
And what addition do you think you're going to be making to the Central Committee? What are those unique traits that you have that you think you're going to be contributing to this new team?
Yeah, according to myself, I'm a great leader, and I'm also here for youth representation, unity of purpose, and representing women as well. That's why I've been chosen.
Is it going to be a very easy exercise to then bring young people within the political space to also contest, to also be seen to be voting and being active in politics? We know that a lot of our young people really have this political apathy.
Yeah, it will not be an easy task as I'm in the process of learning. That's why I even not standing to be elected in a Politburo. I said let me give chance to those who have been there all along, like our elders. For us, the time is coming, so we are in the process of learning, and I'm grateful for that.
Are you happy with the fact that Honorable Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah is now deputizing the president of the party, and the path has been cleared for her to maybe contest for the presidency of the country?
For that one, I'm 100% happy. The fact that she's a woman, and I'm really dreaming that big for her to take over one of the good days, the country, as the country presidency. I'm very happy for her.
Comrade Matundu, thank you for speaking with The Villager.
Thank you very much.
Comrade, you have been voted into the Central Committee. How do you feel?
Well, I feel very honored that I've been chosen by Your Excellency the President to work for the next few years. And what I can tell you, I was so overwhelmed when I got the call that I had to ask the Comrade Frans, just give me a few minutes because I have to gather myself here, because it was totally unexpected. I never expected to be nominated by the President.
The SWAPO party is coming out of a very tempestuous campaign, and now you are faced with the 2019 elections, and the call for unity has become so paramount. Is it going to be a very easy exercise to be bringing these comrades together to once again stand as a formidable force ahead of the elections in 2019?
Well, if all comrades are very sincere, I don't see why we can't. The party has to be first of all, and when we are together, then I think it's going to be very easy. As long as we as on the Central Committee can stand together, can work together, it is possible.
Do you think that the SWAPO party as a revolutionary political party itself is better positioned, better placed compared to other revolutionary political parties we are seeing in Southern Africa? For example, ANC, that is sailing on a rocky path right now. ZANU-PF has just experienced a military coup. Do you think that SWAPO is at a better placed position?
Oh yes, it's not even to be questioned. Nothing to say on that anymore, because it's not even to be questioned. Honestly.
Is it a matter of democracy within the party? Is it a matter of SWAPO being at a position where it always takes lessons from these guys to avoid the...
I think at SWAPO there is democracy in it, and on the other hand we can take lessons from what happened also. So a little bit of both, but mostly because we are the democratic party.
Comrade, thank you so much for talking to The Villager today.
Thank you very much. The pleasure is mine.
Yes. Thank you for talking to The Villager. Yes. Now we have got a team of the Central Committee. Yes. Are you happy with this team?
Well, that's the people have spoken. What else can I say? If the people have decided, so for us, the Central Committee members, is to make sure that the interest of the Namibian come first. Whatever the elections are over, we had our preferred candidates but now we have to talk unity and to make sure that the new Central Committee, the people have expectations and we have to deliver. That's all I can say, because it's over. Now the people have entrusted us with responsibility. We have to execute those responsibilities.
And we understand that elections are coming in 2019.
Yes.
Can we say SWAPO has already started campaigning?
Of course, this is part of the election campaign. When we are talking about internal SWAPO matters, they, of course, when SWAPO get a call, when SWAPO, what do they say? When you have a cold, everybody is sneezing. Yeah, so SWAPO is the most important factor in this country. And therefore, we have to nourish unity among the various population groups. We must not forget we are coming from a divided apartheid strategy of dividing the Namibian people. We should not fall into that trap. Our purpose must be to unite the people irrespective of background, color, ethnicity, and whatever.
And as far as color, ethnicity, background, divisions, looking at SWAPO, do you think that the revolutionary political party in Namibia is better placed when we compare it to other parties within the region like ZANU-PF and ANC? ANC is sailing on a very rocky path right now. ZANU-PF has just experienced a coup d'etat. Can we say that SWAPO is in a better and stronger position?
I should say that we are lucky in SWAPO. We are lucky because the President Hage has chosen the legacy strategy that we must continue where the other people has left, you see. So the legacy continues, and that is very important. President Hage is taking over from President Pohamba. President Pohamba took over from President Nuyoma. All of them, they have been working together all these years. So renewal, we renew the party by bringing in young people, new ideas, but we must not forget where we are coming from. And while we are charting the new way forward, we must not forget where we are coming from.
Honorable, you've given SWAPO party members promises that came from the president to say, if you vote this team in power, these are the things that we're going to be doing. As far as the school infrastructure is concerned, party infrastructure and businesses, stamping on corruption. Do you think that SWAPO is in a financial position to make sure that these promises come to fruition?
Well, I think the financial problems are not man-made. They are natural causes. When the world economy is not performing, it has its negative, because we are a mineral producing country, and when the big powers, they are not buying our products, then we have problems, financial problems. So those are natural. They will, of course, the economy will improve, but we must not forget that we have the most important factor. Africa has a growing youth population. We have to devise strategy that employs the youth. And we can do that because we import most of our products from outside. Let's concentrate on agriculture, make sure that our young people go into the field and let us produce food first. That's what successful countries have done. India, China, they feed themselves. We need to feed ourselves. And then, of course, value addition to our products. Fisheries, we are doing well. It's one area where we can learn how to add value to our products. And then we go again, uranium we produce, we must think, not in a raw form, just straight, create jobs for other people. Those is a new Africa that we need to build. Trade among each other. We are not trading. I was in Tanzania. I saw products, mangoes, bananas rotting. But we need them here, and we have meat here. We must start trading among ourselves first. DRC, they produce many other things which we need. We don't need to go too far. Just here among ourselves.
Honorable Minister, thank you so much for talking to the villager. Honorable Sophia Shaningwa, thank you for speaking with the villager today. You are the new Secretary General for SWAPO Party, and we understand that this is the kingmaker. This is one of the most difficult of positions within the party. How happy are you?
No, thank you very much for the opportunity. Let me also humble myself for having been getting interview with the village newspaper. And let me also thank the electorate out there who participated in the National Congress of SWAPO Party. Yes, as you are saying that this position of the Secretary General is the most difficult and tough one. I must say that I am over excitements because I have been already somehow given a lot of assignments on my shoulders. Of course, that assignments that I have successfully contributed and also achieved what was supposed to be achieved. And therefore, no matter how tough the position is of the Secretary General of SWAPO Party, with the leadership that I found on the ground and the foundations that I found being led by my predecessors, I don't think it will be so tough for me to be the head of administration of the party. But as you know, I think this is not the first time that I'm telling you people out there that I'm a very, very fast learner. I learn very, very fast. I listen very, very carefully when the elders are talking. I respect the foundations laid by my predecessors and the founders of our mighty SWAPO Party. That is one thing that gives me strength, because I think I must not pride myself, but I'm a very disciplined cadre as far as our ideals of the party are concerned. And really, I take it upon myself that I have a responsibility not to destroy what was put down by the founders of this mighty SWAPO Party. And therefore, for me, it's a tough one, but I think with the collective responsibility that I might get from the comrades, the rank and files of SWAPO Party, things will be very, very easier for me. And I should also say that I'm a very unique character. That one, nobody can take it from me, because I accommodate everybody. I do accommodate the youth, I accommodate the elders, I accommodate the pioneers, I accommodate almost everybody. And the one thing that I should perhaps also tell you is that I simply don't take it if it is things. If it is things, I don't take it. But if it is sweet, I will go a long way, and that is my character. And I really feel with this team that was given to me will go a long way. I believe in teamwork. Teamwork has been my slogan since I was a constituency councillor, since I was a consultant for the German Development Bank, KfW, in consultation and coordination with the government of the Republic of Namibia. Teamwork was my slogan. I worked for the National Housing Enterprise for more than 10 years. Teamwork has been my slogan when I was working for the women organizations. Teamwork has been my slogan when I was a governor for Great Commerce Region. Teamwork has been my slogan when I was a governor to the Great Omusati region. Teamwork has been my slogan when I became a minister of urban and rural development. And teamwork will be my slogan when I will be going on with the steering of the will of SWAPO Party as a Secretary General of SWAPO Party. I hate working in isolation, and I always accommodate the ideas of other people. And it is really very, very important for me to analyze. I don't create enemies around me. unless enemies create themselves around me. But for me, I don't have time to create enemies because I believe that in enemyship there is nothing that you can get. Rather surround yourself with the people that are positive and that can take you through to whatsoever challenge that you are facing. That is me simply. Simply Sophie, that is me, and that is how I do my work. But I'm in the way happy that the people entrusted me with the responsibility to steer the wagon of for 5 years is allocated to me as a Secretary General of the party. I'm really confident. As I told you also not once that I'm not that old, neither am I not that very young. But I have the energy, I have the capacity and the capability, but I also just do it properly if I have the cooperation of other people, and then we push as a team and we go forward.
That's definitely a mouthful from you there, Comrade. Thank you so much for speaking with the villager.
Thank you very much. Have a nice day. I love you.
You really answered everything.
Yeah.